That's real. That's my real life. You know what I'm saying? And it took for me to get smart. Like, yo, man, we got, bro, this getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, police really watch. You know what I'm saying?
It's not all about flashy cars and epic beats in the rap world. Making it big in the rap world can be seriously risky. Even when rappers climb out of tough neighborhoods and hit it big, their past often tags along for the ride. Many top rappers have deep ties with gangs, and those connections can drag them into some seriously dangerous scenarios, no matter how famous they get. So, even with all the fame, money, and that superstar lifestyle, they can't just shake off the dangers from their old lives. Unfortunately, a lot of famous artists and rappers have faced tragic, often violent endings, sometimes in situations that seem pretty ordinary. Imagine just hanging out and suddenly things go south because of some past beef or ongoing rivalry. Fame, old ties, and new conflicts can mix together in a pretty explosive way, where even small arguments can turn deadly. This isn't just some random fact. It's a harsh reminder that making it big in the music industry doesn't automatically mean you're safe from the dangers of your past or the drama of your present. Even when you've got millions of fans and a ton of success, you can still find yourself in some seriously risky situations. Living that kind of violent lifestyle, it's not just about looking tough. It comes with some heavy consequences. The rap world, with all its glitz and glamour, is still a high-stakes game where personal safety is always on the line. No matter how successful you get, those old dangers can still be lurking around the corner. But in this video, let's talk about the rappers who weren't lacking and smoked their ops on live. 1. Lil Loaded. Lil Loaded, born Deshaun Maurice Robertson, is a prominent rapper hailing from Dallas, Texas. By the end of 2018, the then 18-year-old had begun making waves in the music scene with his catchy lyrics and distinctive flow. His social media following was rapidly growing as fans embraced his unique style. However, things took a tragic turn for the rising star in October 2022 when he experienced a devastating loss. His brother was tragically by a rival gang, throwing Lil Loaded into a whirlwind of grief and anger. He wrote on his social media, "I appreciate all y'all's support. They try to make you look guilty when you innocent regardless. We going to get past this. Rip my brother, love you." Distrustful of the authorities and unwilling to let the matter go, Lil Loaded decided to take matters into his own hands. Determined to avenge his brother's death, he and his crew prepared for a confrontation. They arrived armed and ready outside an apartment building in Portsmouth, having received a tip-off about the rival gang's location. The situation quickly escalated into a high-intensity shootout, captured vividly on surveillance cameras. The footage from the surveillance cameras played out like a scene from an action movie, showcasing a fierce exchange of gunfire and heavy firepower. Bullets were flying, and the tension was palpable as the two sides engaged in a dramatic standoff. Witnesses described the scene as chaotic and intense, with the raw energy and danger of the encounter making it clear that the stakes were incredibly high. The dramatic events further fueled Lil Loaded's notoriety, but they also highlighted the harsh realities of the street life he was entangled in. The video footage became a stark reminder of the violence and volatility that often accompany such conflicts.
They came looking for, I guess, some residents that stayed out here, and gunshots were fired into the apartment.
In a later interview, while talking about the incident of his brother's death, Lil Loaded didn't directly state what happened later for obvious reasons, but he hinted at it during a conversation with Vlad TV.
When I got the call, I wasn't even in Texas, so it messed with me, because I know, like, if I was there, it probably could have been something different.
Even though Lil Loaded achieved the revenge he sought for his brother's, his life quickly began to unravel in other devastating ways. After taking matters into his own hands, he faced an unexpected and tragic setback. He accidentally shot and one of his close friends. This accident compounded his already immense grief and guilt, further destabilizing his emotional state. As if that weren't enough, Lil Loaded was also hit with a slew of lawsuits, including some related to his brother's death and the subsequent legal fallout. These legal battles added another layer of stress and turmoil to his life, making his situation even more dire. The combination of personal tragedy and legal troubles proved to be overwhelming for the young artist. On May 31st, the mounting pressure and emotional strain became too much for him to handle, leading to a significant and distressing breakdown. 2. DaBaby. Charlotte, North Carolina native Jonathan Lindale Kirk, known professionally as DaBaby, embarked on his rap career in December 2014. Over the years, DaBaby has crafted a name for himself with his distinctive style and energetic performances. However, it was in March 2019 that he truly exploded onto the scene with his breakthrough single, Suji. This track captured the attention of the music industry and hip-hop fans alike, establishing DaBaby as a formidable presence in the genre. Despite his success in the music world, DaBaby's life has not been without its share of challenges. Alongside his rising career, he has gained notoriety for his numerous face-offs and altercations. His experiences on the streets of Charlotte have undoubtedly shaped his approach to life and his career. Growing up amidst struggle and conflict, DaBaby is well acquainted with the harsh realities of street life. He understands that surviving in such an environment requires constant vigilance and resilience. In the streets, being on your toes is essential to avoid becoming a victim of violence or other dangerous situations. This gritty background has influenced both his music and his public persona, demonstrating his ability to navigate and persevere through life's numerous trials and tribulations. In 2018, DaBaby was out shopping at a Walmart with his baby mama and daughter when an intense situation unfolded. According to the rapper, while he was going about his shopping, he noticed two individuals in the store who seemed to be staring at him with a menacing demeanor. Feeling threatened by their presence, DaBaby became concerned about the potential danger. The situation quickly escalated when the two individuals approached him, leading to a confrontation that ended with gunfire. Later, when speaking to detectives, DaBaby explained that he initially felt uneasy due to the way the two people were watching him. He believed their behavior was a clear sign of hostility, which prompted him to take action in order to protect himself and his family. This incident highlights the challenges DaBaby has faced, navigating both his rising career and the dangers associated with his past experiences and public encounters. They're staring at me like they recognize me, like they was about to come pull a gun out. What I'm hearing from it, they see me with my girl and my kids and think this is a perfect opportunity to do something. However, DaBaby only faced a misdemeanor charge, while the other individual lost their life. DaBaby asserted that it was an act of self-defense, claiming the individuals were reaching into their pockets. However, this wasn't the only instance where the North Carolina rapper found himself in a life-or-death situation. On another occasion, DaBaby's home was broken into by 6 intruders, and the rapper was determined not to become a victim. Armed with a gun, he confronted the intruders in a dramatic and dangerous standoff. The confrontation escalated into a 6-on-1 shootout, with DaBaby fighting to defend himself and his property against overwhelming odds. In a subsequent interview, he recounted the harrowing experience, detailing how he managed to navigate the intense and high-stakes situation. This incident further underscores the rapper's confrontational experiences and the ongoing challenges he faces in both his personal life and public persona.
I see all the niggas. Oh, I still wasn't expecting that. You know what I mean? Like, I see like 5, 6 niggas. They, the closest one to me, he just as close as you. You know what I mean? But he coming toward me, and I'm turning the corner, pop it, bam. And them niggas, they shooting back.
3. Bankroll Fresh. Bankroll Fresh, a promising rap star from Atlanta, was gaining significant traction in the music industry with his compelling talent and collaborations. His breakthrough came in 2016 when he teamed up with prominent artist Jeezy on the platinum hit All There, which solidified his place in the rap scene and sparked excitement about his future. Fans and critics alike anticipated that Bankroll Fresh would become a major force in the industry, but his rising career faced a tragic and abrupt end. In the same year, Bankroll Fresh was involved in a harrowing shootout right outside a recording studio. The altercation erupted in a chaotic burst of violence involving multiple individuals, including Plug G, a childhood friend and rival who was caught up in the crossfire. The tensions between the groups reached a boiling point, resulting in a dangerous and deadly confrontation where everyone present had their weapons drawn. Despite the high-intensity situation, Plug G managed to survive the shootout. Unfortunately, Bankroll Fresh was not as fortunate. He was struck by gunfire and, despite efforts to save him, lost his life at the young age of 28. The incident was heavily scrutinized, but because both parties were actively exchanging gunfire, the case was ultimately classified as self-defense. The police department said, "Our investigation determined that he was shot in self-defense." In the aftermath, Plug G shared his perspective on the tragic events in an interview, providing insight into the chaotic and life-altering confrontation. This interview highlighted the personal and professional struggles faced by both Bankroll Fresh and those involved, casting a somber shadow over what might have been a promising career.
He pulled the gun, shot him up. Couple shots got fired back. He got hit. I leave. Next thing you know, Folks calling me saying Fresh dead, you know what I'm saying? I called my lawyer, Ash Joseph, Gucci Man lawyer, give him 10,000, go down to the homicide, tell Miss Benton everything, and everything was great. He called the situation, and a lot of more folks said the same I just said, told her the same exact story. So that's the only reason I didn't get locked up or none of that. I didn't even have to go to jail or none of that. You know what I'm saying? This lasted like, the interview lasted like 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like in an interrogation room.
4. Pooh Shiesty. Let's dive into the wild ride of a rapper who had a seriously close call but managed to skate by. Meet Florida's Pooh Shiesty, who, at just 21, found himself making headlines for all the wrong reasons. This guy was tangled up in more drama than a soap opera, with rumors of involvement in multiple shootings and but one incident really put him in the spotlight, caught on camera for everyone to see. So, on October 9th, 2020, the scene was set. Shiesty and his crew roll into a parking lot in a jaw-dropping McLaren, looking like they just stepped out of a music video. They strut out of the car, ready to mingle with a couple of other guys. But instead of a chill chat, things quickly spiral out of control. Next thing you know, there's a flurry of gunshots, and the whole scene turns into a chaotic mess. It was like something straight out of an action flick, only with real consequences. But that wasn't the end of Shiesty's saga. The October shootout didn't just make for a dramatic news story. It led to some serious legal trouble. The feds swooped in and slapped him with a laundry list of charges: armed assault and theft, all linked to that wild McLaren incident. It was like his life had turned into a courtroom drama. He provided fans with updates from inside the prison as well. I represent the ones ain't never fold. I smash on rats that told known for pushing a hard line. Ain't never went, won't never go. Baby graveyard behind my name, the whole Memphis know. Yeah, he might was Chopper Gang, but he won't never CMO. This isn't the first time Shiesty spoke out following his sentence. He also shared several photos to IG, while also stating he had recently purchased 2 Ferrari vehicles off a jail call. Earlier this year, again on IG, Shiesty told his nearly 4 million followers he was still the menace of Memphis. Despite the whirlwind of charges and legal woes, Shiesty managed to turn things around. After the dust settled and the legal battle raged on, he came up with a cool $30,000 to settle his debt with the law. That's right, he literally paid his way out of the mess. It was a steep price, but it meant he could avoid a longer stint in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. 5. Lil Mexico. Next up, we've got rapper Lil Mexico, who showed he's not just about dropping sick beats. He's also got serious street smarts. In a wild turn of events in 2021, some troublemakers decided they wanted a piece of Lil Mexico and tried to break into his home. Big mistake. They didn't realize they were messing with one of the sharpest and most prepared guys in the game. Lil Mexico, always on high alert, immediately sensed that something was off. Without wasting a second, he grabbed his AK and bolted outside to confront the intruders. The would-be burglars, however, weren't quite ready to square off with Lil Mexico. They quickly realized they were in over their heads and made a run for it. Mexico wasn't about to let them off easy, though. He chased them down the street, firing a few warning shots into the air to let them know he meant business. The situation quickly escalated as the intruders fired back, but Lil Mexico stayed cool under pressure and managed to come through without a scratch. The whole intense encounter was captured on video and went viral almost immediately. The footage spread like wildfire across social media platforms, racking up millions of views. This dramatic and fearless response not only put Lil Mexico's name in headlines, but also solidified his reputation in the music scene. His street cred skyrocketed, proving once again that he's not just a rapper, but a formidable presence both on and off the mic. This incident became a defining moment for Lil Mexico, adding an extra layer of intrigue and respect to his already impressive career. 6. Honcho Dairo. Rapper Honcho Dairo from Alabama was having a heated beef on Instagram Live, talking major smack and taking jabs at his rivals. The drama was at its peak when suddenly he spots one of his ops cruising around the block. Without missing a beat, Honcho drops his phone and goes from online brawler to real-life action hero. He rushes outside, ready to throw down and handle business face-to-face. The online showdown quickly turned into an off-the-cuff street skirmish, showing that Honcho's talk was backed up by some serious street hustle.
What the f*** you going live about me for? You mad 'cause I said you ain't gang? You ain't gang, you ain't hanging around me and standing in Ray and Kendrick, wait. Oh, mom. I'm on that through the plan, so I'ma dump that out. Dang, gun got bigger than you. Man, I'm gonna twerk this hoe. On God, I'ma twerk this hoe. On my mama, I'ma twerk this hoe. On God. I ain't got no shit. Since these play hard on my mama, go everywhere by myself, nigga. On God. I ain't beefing with none of y'all. On Facebook, I ain't beefing with no. On Facebook, I ain't beefing with no. I ain't beefing with the north side because of these no. I ain't beefing with love because of these no more.
His trash talk gets cut short when bullets start flying. After they leave, he hops back on live and dares them to come back so he can take them down for good. That might seem smart if you're just trying to look tough for your viewers, but guess what? His enemies do come back and another shootout breaks out. De Niro bolts back into the house to save himself, still running his mouth on live, but now sounding a lot less sure of himself. The judge talked about this case in a court hearing. Supply activities were said to be conducted from the rear of certain premises at Granville, and a person associated with an organized criminal network lured the complainant and companions to the premises on an unknown pretext. He had been greeted by the usual occupants when he was said to have been ambushed by Eunice and his companions. The severity of the case is obvious by the response to the shooting. How could anyone react this way to the shooting and let someone bleed out? It is truly a mystery that even the judge could not crack. Eunice and his reported associates were lawfully recorded laughing about the incident and openly discussing their involvement in it. They were aware the complainant's injuries were serious, but treated that circumstance lightly, openly joking about it. 7. Lil Tim. This next rapper, he was all about business. He took out one of Chicago's most feared, King Von. Von was on a meteoric rise in Chi-Town, capturing the raw essence of his life on the streets through his music. His lyrics weren't just stories. They were reflections of a life lived on the edge. Whether he was armed or not, Von's reputation alone was enough to make rivals think twice before crossing him. His tough persona only amplified the impact of his music, making his rise to fame almost inevitable within just a year of launching his career. But Von wasn't one to shy away from confrontation. He thrived in the midst of beefs, and his feud with NBA YoungBoy was a prime example. For months, the two rappers were involved in a public back and forth, throwing verbal jabs and fueling speculation among fans. Despite the escalating tension, Von appeared unfazed during an appearance on a podcast on November 4th, where he reassured his followers that there was no serious issue between him and YoungBoy. He painted a picture of calm and control, but behind the scenes, the situation was far from resolved. In reality, the simmering conflict was about to boil over. Within just 48 hours of Von's podcast appearance, the situation would take a dramatic and unforeseen turn, leading to a series of events that would significantly impact his life and career.
Ain't no rap beef, and it ain't no real beef unless somebody got shot up.
Then enters Lil Tim, a rapper from Von's rival crew who should have been firmly on Von's radar. In November 2020, a fateful confrontation unfolded at a hookah lounge in downtown Atlanta. What began as a heated argument between Von and Lil Timmy quickly spiraled out of control. Tempers flared, and Von, known for his fierce reputation, fired the first shot, setting off a chaotic scene. The situation deteriorated rapidly, and what was supposed to be a verbal altercation turned into a full-blown confrontation. King Von's manager, Jameson 100K Francois, later provided a gripping account of the chaos that ensued, describing the intensity and confusion of the moment. This clash marked a critical point in the ongoing rivalry between Von and Lil Tim, with far-reaching consequences that would impact both their lives and the hip-hop community.
So already confusions were already started, because normally if we got an after party or we got anything we're going to, we know as a team. Everybody know to be on point. You know what I'm saying? We're traveling with a real deal gangster, a real stepper. So everybody gonna know how to move. But from that night, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's God timing. I don't know what it was, but Von completely went on his own course.
Lil Tim faced charges, but managed to secure his release in March 2021 after posting a $100,000 bond. The case was ultimately ruled as self-defense, and the charges were dropped. The incident, which occurred in November 2020, was a major flashpoint in the ongoing rivalry between Tim and King Von. Despite the severity of the situation, Lil Tim's legal team argued successfully that his actions were a necessary response to the threat posed by Von. Tim's lawyer, Noah Pines, confirmed that the charges against his client were dropped. The case against Mr. Leaks was dismissed prior to ever being indicted. 8. Black Boy Juice. Our next rapper didn't just take down an opponent, He did it using the opponent's own weapon. That's right, Black Boy Juice isn't just about flashy lyrics and tough talk. Showing off a hard-edged lifestyle in music videos might look impressive, but actually living that life and backing it up is another matter entirely. While many rappers might boast about their street credibility, Black Boy Juice proves he's the real deal. During a live stream, his rivals decided to make an appearance, showing up fully armed and ready for confrontation. They thought they could catch Juice off guard, but they underestimated him. Juice has seen it all and isn't one to be intimidated. Just when Juice was deep into his Instagram live session, an unknown individual burst in, aiming a gun directly at him. The tension was thick and the viewers were on edge, but Juice's reaction was anything but panicked. With a calm demeanor and sharp instincts, he handled the threat with the kind of composure that only comes from genuine experience in high-stakes situations. His response was a powerful display of his ability to stay cool under pressure, making sure everyone knows he's a true gangster in a sea of pretenders. Juice's IG live session is interrupted as he handles his op.
Hey, what y'all got going on?
Up all that.
This guy goes full John Wick, taking out his opponent with the dude's own gun, and then casually brags about it in his track, Critical. Talk about turning a dramatic moment into a flex. While some folks might call it fake or exaggerated, Black Boy Juice isn't worried. He's out there proving his worth and racking up respect like it's nobody's business. Whether you believe the hype or not, Juice has shown he's got the chops to back up his claims, leaving everyone else to wonder just how much of his wild stories are true. That's it from our side for today. If you enjoyed the video, click the links on your screen to watch similar ones.